Alright, as you can see, I'm all dirty. I just got done doing some work on the truck here. You guys haven't seen this yet, but I decided to pull the body off the truck. I got the body, or the cab, and the bed sitting on some rollers. It was really just bothering me. I was this far in it, and 4 bolts hold the cab on, and I think 8 bolts hold the bed on. And I was like, I'm just going to take them off, do this the right way, so I can paint underneath the cab and put new bushings and everything in between the cab and the frame, paint the frame. But as you can see, I just got done power washing this frame. And what I did is I power washed it off once. I wire wheeled it, degreased it again, and I just power washed it with a 0 tip with just a Honda power washer from a Simpson with a Honda engine on it from Tractor Supply, 3300 psi, and that sucker did pretty good. I know there's probably still a little bit of gunk up in here, but I got most of it. This is not going to be a show truck. It's dang near impossible to get all this grease off without sending it to a sandblaster, and I'm not going to do that because this is kind of more of a budget friendly build here as I can afford it, and it's not going to be a show truck. So this way I can do what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it first. I've got my chassis saver over here I bought from DNA here in town, and it's just a satin finish black chassis saver, and I got some wax and grease remover. I did purple power it and power wash it before any of this, but this will be good so I can get all my brake lines done, installed. I can do my disc brake conversion without anything in the way. It's just going to be really nice to do all this without the body being on it. It'll be super easy. I'm going to get my DJM, I think they're called Dream Beam lowering kit, radius arms, and my rear lowering kit done. Probably do a sway bar kit as well, so I'll have a little time and money in the suspension for this truck. I'm just going to do it how I want it and do it once. The frame is all pretty clean and good. There is this one spot here on the front for the front clip mount. It's kind of rotted away, but it's still solid, and I'll probably just end up treating this with some rust preventative primer and call it good, because that bushing is going to be sitting in there and it'll have plenty to grip onto. I'm going to wait for this to dry out tonight. I'm going to hit it with some wax and grease remover in the morning, and I may end up masking everything off so I can get a spray gun in here and just spray this out. There is some gunk left over up underneath this middle area here, but you're never going to see it, and I cannot get the crap out of there. It's such a pain, and like I said, it's not going to be a show truck, but it's going to look good, and I'll know that at least the frame's got a good coat of paint on it. And right underneath the engine there, it's usually kind of messy anyway, but for what I'm doing to it, it'll look good. So yeah, the rear end is a 370 geared Ford 9-inch, come factory in these trucks. I'm gonna run it for now, see how it does, and if I like the way it does or works, I'll leave it and probably just reseal it, put new oil in it, and if I don't, I may go with like a 410, but I'm thinking that'll be a good gear with a 5-speed, because I have decided I am doing the 5-speed. So yeah, put some new shocks on it and got rid of the coils under there, the helper coils. But yeah, after it's lowered and the sway bar kit and everything's on there, I believe it's called a sway bar, I'm not really, traction bars or something. Whatever they're called, it helps with body roll. I'm getting them off a LMC truck, but this thing will ride really nice and stay solid to the ground. It won't be swaying, because right now you can kind of just give her a little wiggle and she's all over the place. So, but I got the rear end pretty clean. But if you guys don't know how to tell, your Ford 9 inches will always have the front will just pop right out, and it's just these bolts, and you can pull the whole thing out. That's kind of how you can tell it's a 9 inch, and all these bump side trucks came with a 9 inch rear end. And then your gearing, I've not read this tag because it's so far gone and corroded, but inside your door on your pickup will tell you what gears were in it, and I'm sure this is more than likely the factory rear end for this truck, so we'll see how she does. But yeah, you can even tell this frame, it's still got factory black paint on it. There's no pitting. This truck over here, my red one, you can definitely tell this was a northern truck and they salted the roads wherever it was from, because you can just see all that pitting right there. Gets a little thin right in there, but top of that gas tank's all rusty underneath the bed. But you can kind of tell by looking at them. This was a Tennessee truck, so it wasn't too bad. It come from Tennessee and ended up in Oklahoma, and now it's in Missouri with me, so this will probably be its permanent home for a long time. But yeah, I'm gonna redo my fuel line as well, get the fuel line kit and get the brake line kit, and then I'm gonna do my disc brake conversion. It'll have new coils, new radius arms. It'll have new, I'm gonna go ahead and put new tie rods and everything on it. So the front end will be completely rebuilt. So I'm pretty excited, guys. I'm hoping I can have this sucker painted within this weekend or next weekend for sure, and then I can start working on the bottom of the cab, getting it all cleaned up and ready to go, as well as fixing the rust on the back of the cab I found, and getting all my suspension parts ordered and working on that. Once that's together, it'll be putting this body back on. I'm not sure if I'm going to paint it right now, or just wait for a while and pull the bed off after I'm driving it for a while and then paint it. We'll just have to see. But I got a little bit to do left in the floors on this thing, and then that corner right here, there's some rust on the bottom of that that's going to need fixed. So yeah. But I appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys want to follow this build more, subscribe. I'm kind of been thinking about getting a GoPro and maybe starting to kind of record what I'm doing here. I've just kind of been doing updates on what I've been doing. I'm just recording on an iPhone 7, so I'm not very tech savvy, but I've thought about maybe getting a GoPro and start maybe editing my videos a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.